Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today on Women Have Needs Too. Today, we're visiting with Mary Whitworth, Florida Aerial Services, an in-the-sand golf pilot and aerial photographer, used for the golf merchandise industry where they have created gifts for the golfer. They also provide aerial videos for golf courses and aerial photography for the construction industry. They also now offer live stream video services for the construction industry. So women have needs too. Right now, I need to live my passion. Right, Mary?
That's right, you do.
You started doing this. You started living your passion right out of the gate, didn't you?
Pretty much.
You've been a trailblazer for women.
Yeah, I have.
How do you get into an industry where you're flying planes and taking pictures at the same time?
Well, you get a divorce.
Get a divorce?
Sorry.
No, I love it. I love it.
Everybody asks me, how did you get into flying? And I go, well, my first husband left me, and I thought, at first I was devastated. I wanted to die. And then I go, wait a minute. I'm free at last. I can do something.
You know, I know a woman who went through a divorce and she didn't even realize how her husband was leaving her as well. Mm-hmm. She didn't realize how unhappy she was until she had gotten through the pain of the divorce.
The pain, right.
Yeah, and then she realized, oh, I thought that I was happy, but I definitely was not. So you get over the unhappiness and you're like, wait, I'm free. And now you realize that you have a dream ahead of you and you forgot about it?
I had never forgotten about the dream of flying. From my underwater photography days, I used to island hop on these little planes. And I got bit by the bug that I asked this poor pilot one day, what is this instrument, while he's flying, what does this do? What does this do? What does that do? How do you fly the plane? How do you know where you're at? And after a while, I decided this is something I have to try. And so when my husband left, I thought, okay, this is my opportunity. I'm free. I can do anything I want. I don't have to keep working at the post office as a zoologist working at the post office.
Wow.
I thought, okay, I can go try this flying thing. And that's what got me through life for 3 months. All I did was fly. I flew everywhere. And in 3 months, I had my first pilot's license. And in 5 months, I had my first airplane. And
wow.
So
Are you kidding me?
No. And
that's no easy feat. I mean, airplanes are expensive.
Well, I worked at the post office, so I had I was making a lot of money.
Yeah.
So I plunked my money down and said, I want to get my license, and I did. And then I found a man looking for an airplane, and I said, I'm looking for an airplane, same one. I said, let's go in together. And he goes,
oh, cool.
Yeah. So we bought an airplane together.
How much fun.
Then I went and bought a new camera, and I started taking pictures out of the airplane, and that was 34 years ago.
I'm going to take you back. Do you remember, and we were just talking about memory off camera, but do you remember the feeling when you first got behind that wheel?
Oh, yeah.
And you flew?
Yeah.
Describe what that...
Scary.
Yeah,
Scary.
I can imagine.
Really scary.
Did you think you were going to crash the plane?
I didn't think I could learn. There was too many things. He was saying, hold your altitude, okay, and now pull the flaps. And I had to put, the flaps were so hard to pull, I had to put my foot on what we call the instrument panel to get leverage to pull the flap down.
Wow.
And then he said, talk on the radio. And I'm like, wait a minute, I have to fly, pull flaps, and talk on the radio. I said, I can't do this. He goes, we'll do it one thing at a time. So we did. He just did one step at a time.
And you know what? That's kind of parallel with somebody chasing their dream for the first time.
Yep.
You know, it's scary.
Yep.
Because they don't know how to do it. They don't know when to pull the flap. They don't know when to level it out.
Right.
That's
overwhelming.
We did not rehearse this.
No, it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming. It's just like too much information, And he says you only learn to do one thing at a time, and then before you know it, you put them all together and you're flying all by yourself.
So you start flying. You're puddle jumping, right? You're island hopping.
Oh yeah, did a lot.
And just for fun.
Yes, and I even did some air racing.
What?
Yep.
Oh my gosh, it sounds like a dream.
I had a woman co-pilot. She's still my best friend today.
Aw.
And she would sit in the co-pilot seat helping me navigate. And I was flying, and it was a little dangerous because we flew very low. We flew in what we call ground effects, so you could go faster. So we had to be less than your wingspan altitude. So if your wingspan's 40 feet, you had to be under 40 feet to get the ground effects. We flew over cow pastures, over Gulf of Mexico to race. We wanted to go make our plane go as fast as it could go.
Oh, and that the only way to do that is to be as low as you can go.
Right, low as you could go. Watch out for, she was to
was
watch
gonna
out
say-
for pelicans.
Pelicans, trees.
No trees, because we'd always pop up over the trees and then go
okay.
back down if it was a cow pasture or the Gulf of Mexico. And we used to race in the Bahamas, so there's a lot of water there.
Oh
and they gave us a waiver to
gosh.
fly below 2,000 feet.
How did you get that waiver? I mean, they don't let everybody do that.
We only raced for one or 2 days. So
And
it
how many
was
people were racing?
80.
Are
80
you
people.
kidding me?
And so we were racing against our category. And so all we wanted to do was beat the men. I know. Sorry, men.
Did you?
But that was our goal. Oh, yes, every time. Every time.
High five
yeah.
on that.
Yeah.
I love
every
it.
time. We had Loran's back
Not
then.
that we don't love men, but
Oh, we do, but that was our only challenge. It was like that was all we cared about. We knew we couldn't win the
yeah,
whole
we
race.
had
so.
something to prove.
Oh,
they probably were
absolutely.
saying, "What are these
Look at
women
these
doing
two
out
women.
here?
Yeah, they think they can race against us. Their machoism. Of course we can. We're really
Why
good.
not?"
We're
I mean,
half the race.
it's flying a plane. You're not lifting 1,000 pounds.
yeah,
I mean, you're kind of lifting 1,000 pounds.
I mean, all it is just a technique. You learn the
Right.
technique and a talent, and you stay focused.
Yeah.
And you just stay on track, which is another thing for businesses. If a woman wants to, create her own business or try something new, it's like stay focused, stay on track. I was just having the conversation with the couple that was here earlier, and I said, you really have to stay focused, especially with idea people like me. I mean, I come up with new ideas every day.
I'm like you.
Every day. And it's like, okay, you have one good idea, and that's your golf gift industry that doesn't exist. There has never been a golf gift business like mine that crosses the border.
And we're going to talk about that in a minute too.
Yeah, but stay focused. Pick your route and stay on it. Don't deviate. Don't deviate. And, someone distracts you, like,
Right.
Okay, no. And you just pull yourself back to the middle.
And you said something to me the other day when we were talking, the day we met. You said, I believed in it. And I'm trying to remember. I believed in it, and I knew I was doing the right thing. And I said to you, yes, I know I'm doing the right thing. And you said something like, and don't forget, if people tell you that you have this is what it was.
Yes.
If people tell you that you are doing a good thing, believe them.
Believe them.
Believe them. And then don't deviate, like you said.
Right. So that's what's keeping me going in the golf gift industry. So I am trying to bust through the ceiling.
Yeah.
There has been no one creating great golf gifts for the retail market, like the stores that you go normally shopping at that aren't golf stores.
Right.
They do not have good golf gifts. And I'm a golfer, so I'm
a golfer.
Yeah, and it's like, this is not something I would buy my friend.
We're going to back up for a minute because we need to have that segue from
How did I
flying
go from here
planes
to there?
to golf gifts. So can I tell them or do you want to tell them? So Mary, with her bright ideas that she gets all the time, she had this idea. She loves golf. She flies planes. She takes photographs of golf courses. And so she has created this really unique, cool business of golf gifts. And she takes the sand traps. Do you
Take pictures of the...
Can we put a photo of the book up? All right. So there's she's written a book with the sand traps in them, right? Okay, there it is.
Yep.
And so believe it or not, sand traps are saying something to
Yes.
somebody out there everywhere. And so she's taken these sand trap photos that she's taken from her own aerial photography, and she's created the letters. And so she has these really cool golf gifts that she's created with these letters. And tell them,
Yeah.
you tell them the
Okay,
details.
I'll tell you the details. So, for Christmas one year, my husband's a golfer, my son's a golfer, we're all golfers. I decided, why don't I try to find sand traps that are shaped like the letters in his name? Thinking, there probably are none.
Right.
So you haven't heard this story. Literally when I decided to do this, I looked out of my airplane window and I had decided B would be the hardest letter in his name, Bruce. I looked out and there was a B.
Oh my gosh.
And
that was God.
I said, pardon the pun here, it was meant to be. So I'm sorry, I had to say that. It was
I
meant to
love
be.
it.
So I knew B would be the hardest letter, so now I have to find the R-U-C-E. And it was so easy. I found them, like that.
You're kidding me.
And I did his name. I printed out Bruce and sand trap letters and gave it to him for Christmas. And everybody saw it and go, can you do my name? Can you do my name? And I was like, oh my gosh, what have I created here? Okay, yes. I said, that was so easy. I can do that.
Yeah.
So I started, it wasn't easy. It took me 1 year, 500 hours of looking across, going from construction site to construction site over all these golf courses, looking for the perfect letter. When you saw the G and the O, it's unbelievable that there were sand traps that were actually shaped that well to make a letter. So
It's true. It's true. I know, because when I'm in a sand trap, all I see is sand. I don't see any damn letters.
I don't see a letter. No, it's like, there's no letter here except, how did I get in here?
So you're probably the only one that sees those letters.
I am. I'm sure. And I gave, in the book, you'll actually know who created them, but not where they are. Because I don't
What do
want
you mean,
to
who
go out.
created them?
Like the architect.
Oh, the architect.
The designer.
Yeah. So in the book, you note the architect.
I do.
Okay, so none of the photos have been altered. They're actual photos of the sand trap that create that letter.
That's correct.
That's
I don't
really cool.
alter them.
So-
I just kind of make them crop this similar, so you can spell somebody's name or something.
And so you've done a few different things with these photos of these sand traps. Explain that some of your gifts that you have.
So in the retail world, I take GOLF and I plaster it on everything. So you'll see it on the book cover, you'll see it on coasters, you'll see it on a tumbler, you'll see it on a coffee mug, all kinds of, anything I can find shirts.
Is there a website for it?
Yes, in ITS, in the sand, ITS, it's.
Golf.
You didn't know I had an acronym, did you?
ITS, it's
golf.
It's
.com.
dash golf, and it's in the sand dash golf.
Now, that's my website. If you can find my items on Amazon, because I can't, they're on there. If you can find them, I will send, and I see an order come from Amazon, I'm automatically going to send you 2. If you order 1 book, you'll get 2. If you order
Really?
1 mug, you'll get 2.
Why is that?
Because no one can find them. I have not sold one thing on Amazon, and if you can find it and buy it, I'll double it up. I don't care.
I love it.
Between now and the end
There's
of the year,
incentive, people.
I
Go
will
out there and
double
shop.
up Amazon. And I mean,
Double
like
your
I
money.
said, I even have trouble finding it. So type in the sand golf and see if
Yeah.
you can find my items, and I'll send you 2 of everything. But the retail world, it has the GOLF. Now
Right.
online you can order personalized prints and personalized float frames with someone's name spelled out. You can order a mug with their name on there with the letters that I have.
Love it.
So you can get to be honored like my husband was with his own personalized name. But
I am going to be doing some Christmas shopping on your website.
Good.
And I'm going to look for the
Go
Amazon.
because you'll get 2 of everything.
So you have this aerial photography business,
Right.
and now how do you have time to have that going on? Because you are the
Look
best.
how long my arms are. I get stretched.
So you have both businesses going on at
Yes,
the same time.
right now.
And you are, okay, how many women are in your field of aerial photography?
Well, photography-wise, there's two two that I know of that shoot photos.
Aerial photography.
Right, but they don't fly.
But they don't fly. And you actually fly and take the photos at the same time.
Absolutely.
Do you put it on autopilot?
No. Well, everybody asks me that. It's like, no.
Well, I take pictures, don't tell anybody. I take pictures while I'm driving my car. So maybe I could do it, but there's not as much traffic up there.
Right, we're not in lanes. There's
Right.
no other planes around us, and now we have devices that show us where all the airplanes are. So we know if there's an airplane near us now.
Okay, good.
And so I can look out. I can look on my iPad. I fly with my iPad right here in the middle on my yoke, and I can see where the other planes are. But when you have to slow down to take pictures.
Right.
So when you slow an airplane down, the nose wants to go down, nosedive. So you have to take a trim wheel we have, every airplane has it, and you trim the tabs on the back to hold the yoke. So it doesn't go
So
down.
you don't have,
or
okay,
back.
yeah, it holds it where it's supposed to
Trims
be.
it so you can pretty much let go.
Oh, nice.
Now, I don't let go. I trim it so that there's no pressure.
But you,
Open up my window with this hand, pick up the camera with this hand, and I might let go for a second to put it on the right
speed.
size of lens,
Right.
Because it's a zoom lens. I already know what I want, and I'll put it on. And once it's set, and I set it down.
Yeah.
Now it's a very heavy camera, and my yoke is light now. My hand's just sitting there, just in case I need to turn. And I'll pick it up and I'll shoot, and in 2 seconds the shot is already taken. At
Right.
2 seconds, lay down. Now I'm flying, and I fly around to the other side of the site, pick up my camera, look out, shoot it, done.
That's crazy.
And it's so quick. It takes me 1 minute to shoot a job.
1 minute?
1 minute.
To how many photos is that?
4
Oh my
4
gosh.
photos, 1 minute, and most of the time is spent flying. I'm only 2
Getting
seconds.
up there and
There's
then coming
only
back
2,
down.
4, 6, 8 seconds of that 1
Well,
minute.
when you're in a plane, you're moving pretty fast, so you can cover a lot of area really quick.
Right, that's why you slow down.
Right.
So my book, I shot everything out of my Cessna 210, and the Cessna 210 goes 175 miles an hour. So it's very hard to shoot going 175
That's about as much
miles an
how
hour.
fast I go on I-4.
Yeah, I know. I've seen you. I said, "Who is that woman?" Oh, it's Linda.
Who was it?
Oh, is that woman?
So what's the book about? What's in the book?
Okay, so the book's hilarious. I talk about myself in the beginning, and there's an introduction in the beginning that tells you my life story in 2 pages. How sad is that? 2 pages of my life story. But trust me, my life is a lot more than 2 pages. I just condensed it down to the
Interesting
number
parts.
of marriages and what saved my life.
Can we get them all on one hand?
Yeah, 3. 3. But I tell you about myself in the beginning, so you kind of know where I came from and how I got to writing this book.
Yeah.
And the things that saved me. Flying saved me. When I lost my first husband,
Saved
I
your
didn't lose
sanity?
him. He
Saved
just
your sanity?
wandered off across the street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Flying saved me.
flying saved your
my life.
sanity, saved your life.
Saved my life.
Wow.
And then my second husband, who also had a wandering problem and a drinking problem, that golf saved my life. So I started golfing while I was with him for 11 years, 11 long years. So golfing helped me. It helped me and you need that. You need something to fulfill your life. You cannot sit at home feeling sorry for yourself and going, why me, why me, why me? And it's like, why not you? So go do something. So I did. I went and played golf. That's when I started learning golf. And then on my 3rd marriage, I'm still in that one, but God saved me. That was kind of like the right person at the right time with a newborn baby. We both adopted a baby together, so we never had children. So it's like it's like all these 3 misfits kind of came together in unity as a perfection.
That's wonderful.
And I have been with him almost 19 years now. So I am just really elated that I've got a good one.
Good.
Got a
He
good
seems like a
husband,
great guy.
and he's a pilot too.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's one of those fly for fun pilots.
Oh, good.
And doesn't work at it. I have over 10,000 hours now of flying.
Wow,
I have a
that's
lot of hours.
amazing.
Yep, I'm ready to retire.
Well, so let's talk about
grounded.
that, and we've got to wrap it up in a minute.
Yeah.
But so you have this aerial photography business. You're the only woman in Florida that does this.
Right.
And then you have this other business that you've started. So you're going to get out of the flying?
Yep.
Is that your goal?
Yep.
So plane for sale.
Yeah. Business for
Aerial
sale.
photography business,
Business
for
for
sale.
sale.
If somebody's out there, she can probably show you the ropes. You can mentor,
Yeah,
right?
I could do it. And
Hand over the business, hand over the
Yeah.
plane, and they'll be good to
so
go.
I can focus on my new business.
Right, because you
Need to
have done the
focus.
pivot and you've created this new business. So we're going to wrap it up right now.
Okay.
So, advice to women who
yes, thank
want
you.
to live their passion and live their fullest life and get, I mean, because it can happen for everybody. Everybody has
Everyone.
the ability to live their life the way they want to with their passion,
Yes.
right? How do we do
Right.
it?
Well, if your mom or dad ever told you you can do anything you want, they were right. It's true. You
Yeah.
can. You really can. What you have to decide is, what do you want to do with your life?
Number one.
Number one, once you figure out your passion, I don't think you have to figure it out. Come on, you know what your passion is.
Right.
Identify your passion, identify something, a problem that you can solve with your passion, and then start investigating. What can I do with that passion that solves the world's problems with that I can provide them, and how much are they going to pay me? How much is it going to cost to do whatever
service
it is?
or
Serve.
Yep.
And stay focused. But do your research. Start researching it. And even if it's an hour each night, research an hour each night. Write some notes down until you figure it out and say, okay, I'm cutting the umbilical cord.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it. And do it.
And just do it.
Don't stop.
Just do it.
And don't listen to anybody. Keep doing it. Just keep your mind focused and go down that line. And what keeps me going is at the shows. People will come to my booth and see my products and go, wow,
Yeah.
this stuff is gorgeous. This
It
is
is.
beautiful. This is great stuff. And I look at them and I go, you know, the encouragement, even if you didn't buy anything, which, you know, they probably didn't, they're just telling
Right.
you their opinion. You're like, okay, that's what my heart needed because I need to keep going.
Keep going.
And everyone tells me to stop, quit. You know,
Yeah.
your ROI is terrible. And I go, yeah, I know. I know. I know. I've been there, done that. But when you
But we tweak and move on.
well, when the British Open calls you and says, I'm giving you a 3-year contract for your gifts, you're like,
That's beautiful.
yes, it's an
That's a
answer.
win.
Yes,
That's a win.
It's what people have
Big
told
W.
you. You
A big
have
W.
Big W. It's a win-win. And Tommy Bahama says, I want to put 4 of your products in our stores next April. You're like, wow, Tommy Bahama.
That's Mary.
And so you can do it.
That's
you can do it.
beautiful.
I mean, it feels hopeless at times, and it feels like you're just never going to make it.
Yeah.
But if you just keep the course. Don't stop. Don't give up. It may take
Another
you 5
pun.
or 6 years.
Keep the course.
Yeah, keep the
Yeah,
course.
I mean it's right. It's not an overnight thing. You do have to keep the course. Don't deviate and
6 years.
keep your belief level.
And have people
really
that believe
high.
in you around
Yes.
you and
Yes.
telling you to keep going and encourage you. So have your corporation of friends
Yeah.
that will keep encouraging you and helping you when you need
love
some
it.
help. My girlfriend would go to Atlanta with me and work the market, and I'm like, wow, the one that was my co-pilot.
Yeah. That's great.
And it was just like, wow, you believe in me.
That's awesome.
And so,
Well, thank you so much for being here
thank
today.
you for having me.
And if you haven't been to our website in a while, we've got new clothes in for the winter. And this is a nice little denim shirt that we have here today, and our hats. And this is a W, and that W can represent anything you want it to represent. It's for Women Have Needs Too. And it's actually a pair of upside down high heels.
High heels.
And people say, well, why are they upside down? They think it's sexual. It's not sexual, okay? It just happened to make the W.
Yes.
But whatever it means to you, by all means, go ahead. But thank you for being here today with Mary and myself. And thank you so much, Mary. I really
thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Thank
Women
you.
have needs too. Right now, I need to go out and live my passion. Take care and have a great day. Thank you, Mary.
Yeah, thank you.
So good.
Oh,